An agency banking solution allows banks to expand their reach and provide financial services to customers who may not have access to traditional banking channels, such as those living in rural areas or low-income households. I am now being joined by the National Public Relations Officer of the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents of Nigeria, AMBAN, Oluwasegun Elegbede. Good morning to you, Shego. Thanks for joining us on Business Insight.
Good morning, Justin, and I'm happy to be here this morning.
All right, there's a whole lot to talk about agency banking, and Nigeria has actually followed that trend over time, even with more, regulation from the Central Bank of Nigeria. But let me just get the current scenario of agency banking. Can you give us an overview how it's going so far in the country?
Well, the journey has been very interesting, especially since the beginning of the year. The attention that agency bank is getting now, occasioned by the cash crunch and the alternative channels for sourcing of cash that the agency bank created during that period, has really opened the eyes of many Nigerians to this sector. And you can bet that right now, agency banking is gaining more traction. Many people are coming into it, and even banks now, who before now felt they just want to stick to their conventional and old ways, are beginning to also venture into this area to see how they can take advantage of what the sector provides and have an offer. And again, you have many businesses now who before now only get payment for their goods and services via cash, also adopting alternative channels, and it has also grown their businesses. So the sector is gaining demand, and more people are getting into the financial inclusion space. Many people are getting included in the financial spectrum of the country. So it's an interesting time.
All right. Since agency banking regulation was, proposed by the Central Bank of Nigeria, over time there have been more regulations vis-a-vis KYC, know your customer. How has that really been? How has that really impacted on the operations of agent bankers and, of course, AMBAN?
What the CBN has done is to tear the different account opening processes. That there are some accounts that you can still open without BVN, and you can still do a minimum of 20,000 naira daily on such accounts. And there are tier 2, tier 3 that if you have some other requirements provided, the accounts can still be opened for you. So this has also broken down the process of account opening, which was before now had to be a very long process with a whole lot of documentations. But for now, if you do not have any means of identification, at least you can still have some level of financial services as per what you can provide. And as you upgrade such accounts, you will begin to have more access and more means of transacting via the different platforms. So it is a win-win for the players in the industry. So long everybody has a place in the financial space.
Okay, let's talk about some new trends in agency banking, and let us know how far the use of technology such as mobile banking and digital platforms have actually impacted on your operations. Tell us more.
I didn't get that speech.
Let us look at some of the trends that have actually occurred in agency banking, specifically the increasing use of technology such as mobile banking and digital platforms. How have all of that been able to impact on your businesses? And specifically, have you really had challenges with maybe internet operation with members and all of that?
Well, I think, like I said earlier on, the frenzy occasioned by the cash crunch earlier in the year has made many of the financial institutions, the banks and the mobile money operators, to really build more on their infrastructure, because that is upon which this app and every other channel can really flow. And so what they have done, and most of them have realized that they need to invest more on the financial technologies, especially when they are the kind of people they need to employ. However, that has also been hampered by the recent trend in exodus of many fine hands in these areas out of the country. The Jakarta syndrome has also affected, which means that there are few hands, and of course, that sector again still demands that we have more people to come in and take opportunities. So when people say there are no opportunities or job opportunities in the country, this is an area that people can really tap in, get skilled, get their skill on, and there are opportunities. For now, I know that there are some financial institutions that if they see even 10 tech guys today, they will employ them and pay them well. And so because it's an area that most of the banks are trying to build on, they now realize that yes, it is bank has gone beyond the brick and mortar that we used to know. It is now the brick and the mortar has been removed. Yeah. We now have agents, banks with soft structure where you can easily go to. And what has made this possible is the infrastructure that has been built, financial infrastructure that has been built to ensure that customers are able to transact seamlessly without issues.
Yes, good thing you mentioned the banks. Earlier we talked about the infrastructure with telecoms and all of that. But so far, how is the relationship between bank agents and these traditional banks to ensure financial inclusion? Is it seamless so far?
We are not there yet because some of them still see agents as their competitors, unfortunately, which is not supposed to be. We are supposed to complement each other. So we have situations where there are disputes at agent locations, and the bank staff will tell the customer that they don't have any issue with them. They should just go back to wherever they did the transaction and go and sort it out. That is not supposed to be. We are partners in this business. And as soon as they realize this, that the more they stay away or try to isolate a dispute of agents like this, is going to hamper on how customers also see them. Because customers now realize that when they have some of these alternative channels, I don't want to begin to mention names now, they get faster and seamless services, and if they have issues, they can even, complain on their app and make calls without having to see anybody, and the issues will be resolved for them. So some of them use more of these alternative channels more now, and the banks need to also, a few of them are already seeing this and already coming to the space and trying to also blend, and I believe it's a good thing for them, right, those that are able to realize this.
Okay, let's start. Since we've talked about opportunities, let's look at some threats and let's look at some challenges right now. There's this issue of lack of trust and understanding among potential customers, issue of security concerns and potentials for fraud. Can you just elucidate?
Yes, like every other innovation and any other new thing in any country, you always see if there's original, there will always be counterfeit. I think the guys out there believe it's an opportunity for them to use what is happening now, the traction that the sector is getting, to take advantage of unsuspecting customers or the public. So we understand that, and in the last couple of months, there has been a whole lot of people who get different kind of messages, and then they latch on those information, release vital information, and from there their funds were being debited, and they were left to the situation. Now we realize that, and what I see that the players in the industry, the operators especially, are doing is to constantly build on what they have to ensure they buffer the security around their infrastructure and continually educate their customers on how vital some personal information are, and they should not release to unauthorized personnel. And most importantly, they should ensure that they keep.
All right, do we still have Shegu Elegbede there? I will try and get him back to him because there's a whole lot to talk about concerning this issue of trust and security, which should be addressed. And also, there is another talk of difficulty in scaling up and maintaining a large network of agents, limited access to capital and resources for bank and agent. It goes on and on. There's a whole lot to talk about, but we'll take a break and see if we can reconnect with Shegu. Shegu, are you there now?
I'm here.
Sorry, we lost you at some point. I was just recapping some of the challenges, that abound them in that sector. Aside from this issue of fraud and security, there's also the difficulty in scaling up and maintaining a large network of agents. How do you think that can be addressed?
Yeah, it still borders on what I just said. It is the responsibility of the providers and the banks to ensure that they constantly build on the current infrastructure that they have. And I think in this regard, you can have the confidence that most of the financial technology-driven financial institutions that we have in this country are really good at this. And those were caught in earlier in the year where the banks who felt everything was just about deposit and the likes. These guys are really in for business and they are not resting. They are constantly building on the infrastructure, ensuring that every of one or two customers they had on their platform is catered for, and they have seamless experience, best of experience using their platforms.
All right, so Shegu, if I should just put it succinctly now, what does the future hold for agency banking in Nigeria?
It's a lot. It's a lot. For those that can see beyond what they are currently do, I mean, agents out there, for those that can see beyond the cash in, cash out, withdrawal and deposit that they do, they will see that there's still a lot of opportunities that we can tap into. Recently, the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs was on one of the sister stations and said the cash palliative they are going to dish out is going to be done through agent bank networks.
Okay.
And that is a plus for us. It means that for every agent in their different areas, they are still getting traction and getting opportunities to work. And more of in agro, we have opportunities there. We have agents in rural areas who can help farmers to uptake their products using their platform. It also depends on these different financial institutions to see these opportunities. I'm not going to say more beyond here. Okay. I'm not going to say more beyond here because it's something that if we see serious players in the industry that want to take advantage of some of these things, we can talk with them.
All right, and thank you so much, Shegu. And a whole lot of on that will be discussed when AMBAN holds in its national conference sometime next month. Thank you so much, Shegu, for your time. Shegu is the national PRO of AMBAN, that's the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria. Thank you so much for all that you have said on the show this morning.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, Justin. Thank you.
Just before we go on the show,